Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. This is going to be my end of year favorites cheek edition. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Today we are doing my 2024 favorite makeup products, and we are doing cheeks today. So bronzer, blush, highlighter. That's essentially what we're going for here. I tried quite a few things, but I thought there would be more blush. But I just feel like a lot of the blushes I tried weren't like standout favorites. So when I looked at everything, these were the things that actually stood out and that I think are really good things. I think there are one or two things on this list here that were already on the list last year, but I reviewed them and really properly tried them this year, so I felt it was safe to list them again. And you know, a favorite is also something that sticks around for a longer time. I'm not the kind of creator who just tries like this many new products that I can like for every category that you could possibly put on your face, that I have totally new products for you. I will leave links in the description box down below, so if you want to see these on or swatched, you can find those reviews down there, and I will also have some links to products so that you can buy those if you were interested in it. So let me get to these 10 products. So as I mentioned, I thought that would be more blush, thinking of how the year went, but actually I tried a lot of bronzers that I liked. This one I know for sure that I tried this one already last year and I knew already I loved it. This is the Sculpting Touch Contour Stick by Kiko. This is in shade 200. I listed it in so many of my favorites videos this year. So if I had to give you a cool toned bronzer recommendation, my recommendation would always be to go for contour. And in terms like a contour stick, this works really well. It's a lovely formula. This was recommended by you guys. I try it and it was something that I wouldn't have bought otherwise, but I have found it makes for a perfect bronzer for me. So don't let the name of a product influence you into thinking how you might want to use it, because if I hadn't known that this could also be used as a bronzer, I probably wouldn't have, but it's been very successful and it's been one of my favorite products all year. Similarly, this guy, again, something I tried at the end of 2023. This is by Kruidvat, which is a Dutch drugstore brand. This is their Sunny Side Up bronzer in natural tan. And to find a bronzer that is this light and fair skin friendly, but that is this cheap, chef's kiss. Like, this is €5 at like max at the Dutch drugstore. Yes, you have to go to the Netherlands to find it. I do apologize, but this is a lovely, lovely product. I really enjoy using it. Is it necessary to keep this around in my makeup collection though? That's something I'm still on the fence about, because I have so many good bronzers that this is not necessarily something I'm going to keep like using for a long time. I'm just at a point where I'm like, you know what? I would love to hit pan on some more of my bronzers. I hit pan on my Becca Sunlit bronzer this year, so I was very happy with that. So I just want to like go back to some older things that I know I love and maybe not try too many new things in 2025, but we'll see how that goes, because that was part of the full face makeup look that I had been wanting to do for some time. And I finally did it at the end of 2023, and I still had to give those products a proper review, because I always want to go like beyond a first impression when I recommend things and say that they are my favorite. So this is definitely one that comes from that spiel, because I did have it in my Shop My Stash for like a month, and that's how I decided like, yes, this is a good product. But I think this has it beat. This has it beaten. This is by Soap & Glory. This is their Solar Powder Bronzer. And this thing came back, because this used to be my favorite bronzer of all time, and it came back. It was discontinued, and now they're acting like it's a brand new product, but the effect this gives on the skin is still the same as the one I had 10 years ago. I hit pan on it. But the thing with the old version is that the powders weren't the same formula. So the deeper shade was a bit firmer pressed than the lighter shade. So I was always picking up more of the light shade than I did the dark shade. So the light shade was the thing I hit pan on. But yeah, this is lovely. I'm so glad it was back. I found it, like I was on my way to the checkout when I was in Boots in London this year, and I saw it from like the corner of my eye and I was like, wait, it's back? And I tried it and it's still as good as I remember it being all those years ago. So that's why I'm like, that Kruidvat one, yes, it was really good. If you're in the Netherlands and you were looking for a cheap bronzer, I would definitely recommend it. But this one, excellent. And, you know, I love a good drugstore product. That just goes to show Kiko, Kruidvat, Soap and Glory, which you can get at Boots, but I also really love this thing. I think I reviewed it at the start of the year, so I was already testing it out in like at the end of 2023. But again, not something I had properly reviewed until this year. And this is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer in the shade Light. And this, I mean, you can see how much I've used it. Look at the dent. This is a very sheer product. The shade in the middle, not that shade on the outer side, outer edge here, but the shade in the middle is a shade you apply to your face. This is light, it's cool toned, it's very, very sheer and blendable. In terms of a cream bronzer, this has been one of my favorites. I feel like the Makeup Revolution and Catrice versions that came out after this are just as good, so you don't have to pay this much money for a cream bronzer if you don't want to. But this is one where I'm like, yeah, if I were to ever use this up, I would actually consider repurchasing it. So pricey, but very, very good. And then this is only one entry, but it's for 3 products that were launched this year from Essence. These are the Baby Got Blush, Glow, and Bronze liquid cheek products from Essence. I have the blush in Dusty Rose, the highlighter in Sassy and Silk, and the bronzer is in Sweet Shadow. If you're looking for a true gray tone bronzer, this one. So this is truly to stand out, but I also really enjoyed the other 2. They are, of course, dupes for the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light ones, but the colors are better for fair skin, I find. They have more cool toned options. This one also comes in a really nice baby pink. I just think these are really, really excellent. And for how much you pay for them, they were really, really good. And I think maybe they already came out with a blush earlier in the year and then they came out with the other things later in the year. I don't remember how they did it, but these things were excellent. Chef's kiss. And then I was a bit late to the party with this one, but the Rare Beauty Powder Blushes. This is in the shade Hope. I really liked it. I know these shatter on everyone and they look super warm toned in the pan, but there's just something about this that if I apply it, it has this really beautiful sheen. I love a dewy look. Everybody knows that about me. And this was really, really pretty. I enjoyed mine a lot. You don't get a lot of product with these though. It's only 2.8 grams. That's the only thing that sort of sets me back, you could say, but I really do enjoy that blush. And it was one of the standout blushes I tried all year. As I mentioned, I know I tried out so much blush this year, but so little of it really stuck with me as something I want to rave about. But these things. They can be used as lip products as well. I've mainly used them as cream blush. They're by Fui, and they are their blurry pudding pots. I have D-Day and Slay, and I love these so much that I bought more in the Black Friday sales. That's still making its way to me, but here is what D-Day looks like. A really nice, vibrant reddish tone for that just fresh and from the cold look, but Slay is my favorite. It's the best sort of like plummy mauve, cooler tone shade. And what I like so much about these isn't just the formula and how they apply, because they apply really nicely on your lips. They give you that sort of blurred look, but also on the cheeks they do that as well. So a more matte formula, I would say, but still very blendable. It's not patchy. I would recommend applying it with fingers though. But what I like about them, this is a red one and this is a purpley one. They have a range of pink tones, they have a range of nudes, and they pair together. So especially if you use them on your lips, you can very easily create ombre lips with them. So that's why I bought a couple of the other shades so I can start testing that out, because these were the only 2 that were in stock. that I kind of like the look of when I first bought these, but in the Black Friday sales, all of the shades were in stock, so I chose like a couple of the other ones from the other color families that I still wanted to try. And finally, we have highlighter, and here again, we have some affordable things. Catrice came out with this guy, the Space Glam Highlighter, and this thing, it's a multi-chrome highlighter, but at the drugstore, so this was only €5, and she is a stunner. This works on my cheeks. The Kaleidos multi-chrome highlighters I also own. I only put those on my face whenever I need to go for like something super duper special. Like I wore one of them the other day when I had my office Christmas party, and the theme was extravagant, so I was like, I'm gonna wear a multi-chrome highlighter. But those are very obvious, like they have that metallic-y sheen on the cheeks. This one doesn't. It has a transparent base, but it does have that multi-chrome shine. I don't know how they did it. This is cheap as chips. It's €5 at the drugstore. If you don't like to put it on your face, it works marvelously as an eyeshadow. This in the inner corner of your eye completes any eye look. Any eye look. So this is really lovely. How much product do you get? It is 4.6 grams, 6 grams. So this is like a standard sized highlighter, which is a good thing. And then another affordable option also from Kruidvat, again, that Dutch brand I just mentioned for the bronzer. This is the Lighten Up Diamond Glow Highlighter in Champagne Pelican. And this, I mean, it looks like nothing in the pan, like nothing. But on the cheeks, this reminds me of, no, I just dropped it. It's okay, it's fine, it's fine. But this reminds me of Becca. Like, it's that level of shine. It's really, really pretty. It has a beautiful white champagne golden sheen. So it is warm, but it isn't overly warm. So one of the issues I've always had with a lot of highlighters is that if they're cool toned, they are too icy. And if they're warm toned, they are far too warm and they leave a dark cast. This one marries the two together. It's like the best white gold highlighter I've ever found. It's like Nars's Albatross, which is another classic I used to own that I decluttered because it was a bit too icy for me. This hits that sweet spot just right. And the final product I want to share with you is another oldie but goodie. Again, I only got to try it this year. I think I already bought this last year and it was like sitting in a drawer and I just didn't get around to it. But it's the Rare Beauty Enlighten Highlighter. So I do have one of the liquid highlighters, which I have in Mesmerize, but this I really wanted to go for the lightest shade, and this is beautiful. So, so stunning. And of course the blush I just showed you is infused with the same sort of pearl as this highlighter is. Together, magic happens. If you love a very glowy look, that Rare Beauty highlighter is stunning as well, and Enlighten is really good for my skin. I thought it was going to be too gold, but I feel like because of the pearl is so soft, it diffuses beautifully in this sort of whitish, cooler toned sort of highlightery shade that isn't too stark against my skin. So loving that one, and those were my favorite cheek products of the year. Let me know in a comment down below what your favorites are. I would love to know. I will be back with a new video again tomorrow because I will be doing favorite videos every single day until the end of the year. So like, stay tuned for more. And of course, I'm going to be chatting to you about all the categories in the next few days. So thanks so much for watching me today. Thumbs up this video if you liked it, subscribe so that way you can stay tuned for when I post new videos. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.